Hello, gorgeous. Xtina here with XMHBeauty.com. Hey girl, I want to tell you a big time shout out and congratulations for finishing day one of XMH Beauty's Confidence on Command. What you just watched and went through was basically a 4-hour explanation of how to do a pretty simple routine that can be done inside 8 minutes. So in this video, we're actually going to go through the steps in real time with a slight variation from what you learned in day one, which is you can opt to start with your brows if you choose, or once you get really good at doing your brows, you can just start with your foundation. So either way is acceptable and they're both good. In this video, you're gonna watch me go through the day one routine, but without starting with brows. Instead, we're starting with foundation. So I'm going in first with the XMH Beauty foundation, and I'm in shade C3 for this video, if anyone is curious on what's being used here. And speaking of foundation shades and pairings, I want to draw your attention to the fact that with the Confidence on Command course, we have made it pretty simple to create your perfect pairings. So definitely check out the charts and graphics that show you for your foundation shade what we recommend as far as highlighters, concealers, and primers to match you. Okay, moving into step number 2. On this video, we are going with the simple concealer method. We are not going through the whole Celebrity Secrets double conceal because the name of the game with this look is really lightweight, clean and polished, and less is more. So with this protocol, I'm only using one of the shades of my concealer trio, and typically it's going to be the medium shade. You're going to want to pick up your concealer trio, pop it next to your cheek, and select the color that is closest to the color of your cheek or closest to the color of your dual pressed powder, and that's the one you're going to want to use for this move. I'm going in and I'm concealing underneath my eyes, hitting any redness on the sides of the nose, and also priming my eyelids, which you could also use our eye primer for. Next up, we are setting the eye area. I'm going in personally with the shade Vanilla from my contour palette. You'll want to use whatever shade is appropriate for you. Again, refer back to the chart and make sure that you're using the right color to set your eye area. Now I'd like to set the rest of my makeup. I tend to run a little bit more oily, so I'm using the buffer brush and I'm setting my face with a dual pressed powder that's appropriate for me. So you'll be seeing me using the C3 shade that matches my foundation. That's exactly what you will do, my love. Bam! Now we're ready to contour. Now for me personally, I choose to use Grayish and Butterscotch mixed together on my brush to do my contour, and that's what you're seeing live in this video. But again, go back to the pairings section and double check to see what color of contour you would use for your specific shade of foundation and pressed powder, because there's suggestions for each one and it's customizable to you. Okay, going in and blending out my contour, you guys got to see a very elongated, thorough version of this while watching the day one course, and you're going to be pros at this literally if you practice it for a week. But this is as fast as I personally do it in my bathroom when I'm trying to get ready for like a Zoom call or a meeting or to do a live video, and I got a baby screaming or whatever is going on that day. This is real life, how fast I go, and you're gonna get this fast too. Just make sure and hit your practice points every day this week. All right, moving into brows. Lovely thing about this palette is I'm going in with my palette colors to do my brows today. We just launched another option for this move on the xmhbeauty.com site. We are trialing a brow tool, and it's like a cream waterproof version of Grayish. So if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. But in this video, I'm using Grayish for the inner corners of my eye, and I do about the center all the way out to the outer corner with chocolate. That's totally appropriate for someone that has a brunette base to their hair and highlights, and you guys already know that because we talked about what color to use for your brows in day one. So you're going to use whatever color is perfect for you based on your hair color. All right, make sure and brush through those brows, soften them out. Again, if you're somebody who's pretty new to the brow game, you could start this entire protocol with your brows, just like we did in day one, or you could use this protocol where you're putting your brows in almost second to last. Okay, highlighter. Using my favorite combo, I actually mix the bronze shimmer and the rose shimmer from my palette, and that's what I typically use to kind of pop some color into my cheek as a shimmering, blushy bronzer in the cheek zone. I'm going in and reloading my brush just with the bronze shimmer and popping a little bit of shimmer onto my nose and just buffing up those cheeks. Next up, we're going to do eyes. Now your eyelid space is already primed. Keep that in mind. You could do that either with your concealer or with the appropriate primer for your skin tone. And now we need to set that in place with a powder. I'm using the Vanilla Matte Highlighter from our 6-color contour palette, and I'm covering the entire lid space. Once that's applied, I'll go in with either butterscotch or greige on a nice big fluffy brush like our Color Wash Genius, and just apply some dimensional color onto the brow bone. Quickly blend it out, and my friend, you've got an eye look. It's pretty fast, eh? Alrighty. Before I came on camera, I did already apply some of this, but I want to just briefly go over it. Make sure that you have on hand your Glow Lash Duo. Lips. I'm going to show you a couple different options. So what you may notice, especially if you're in any of our private groups or if we're friends on social media, I pretty much always rock a nude lip. It's just easier. I feel like I don't have to touch it up as much, but regardless, all of our matte colors have super long wear, super high pigment. This is just my top pick. It's called Transcend. Okay, now we briefly touched on this. Make sure that you've got the Glow Lash Primer and mascara set on hand. What most people don't realize is that the lash primer, especially on camera, is going to make every single lash look bigger and longer, and then you pair your mascara on top of it for max lash. And babe, you're ready. This is the look. Inside of 10 minutes, it's actually under 8. Okay, babe, it's time to be brave. Now, even if you're like me and your natural preference is to go for a nude lip, I'm going to challenge you, my love, because this entire day one clean and corporate look is so natural. You can absolutely stand out, make an impression, and really make this look pop by adding a power lip. In this video, I'm rocking Virago. It looks good on literally everybody. So if you're a little bit leaning towards the nudes, keep this one in your back pocket and give it a go. All right, Glam babes, this was the day one clean and corporate look in 10 minutes or less, just running through it really fast in real time. I really wanted you guys to see exactly how much time it actually takes once you've learned the look. Oh, and PS, if you ever feel like you've overly powdered or overly done it, this is another pro tip. Have the Glow Calming Flower Mist on hand because you can use it to rehydrate your skin so that you really look clean, light, fresh, and not super made up, especially for in-person meetings in the corporate world. Okay, babes, hopefully that was super helpful. See you for day 2.